Member Lodge,
Here.
Councilmember Males,
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Krupa,
Here.
Mayor Peterson.
Here.
Thank you. All members are present with the exception of Councilmember Clark.
At this time, members of the public may only comment on an item appearing on the agenda. Please adhere to the following when addressing the council. Comments will be limited to 3 minutes or less. Comments should be directed to the council as a whole and not directed to individual council members. Deputy City Clerk, are there any registered speakers?
Mayor, there are no registered speakers.
Council, we will now proceed to closed session. Thank you for joining us. A report of closed session will occur after the deliberations.
Well done. Boom.
button. What I ended up doing was going to search, see if you have an agenda for this date.
Okay, I found my spot. Good evening. I would like to call the May 27, 2025 regular city council meeting to order. I would like to point out that this meeting is being hosted through live stream on the city's website. I would like to remind council to have their microphones turned on and positioned so the audience can hear. Deputy City Clerk, may we have a roll call, please?
Thank you, Mayor. Councilmember Lodge,
Here.
Councilmember Clark,
Present.
Councilmember Males,
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Krupa,
Here?
Mayor Peterson.
Here.
All members are present.
The invocation will be by Pastor Jesse Carone of Living Way Christian Fellowship, after which Councilmember Clark will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Please stand.
Good evening. Heavenly Father, we come to you and we thank you for your grace and your mercy, your love. We ask you to go before us this evening, Father, and just to shine your light upon us, give us direction, give us instruction. And Lord, we look forward to you speaking through us and to us and using us whichever way you can. We thank you again. We love you. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Please salute the flag. 1, 2, 3. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We will move to the city attorney's report from closed session. City attorney, can we get a report out?
Thank you, Mayor. There's no reportable action for tonight's closed session.
Thank you, city attorney. We will now move to communications from the public. There is a 3-minute per person time limit for all general public comments on non-public hearing items. All who wish to speak, including council members and staff, need to be recognized by the mayor before speaking. Please state your name and item you are commenting on before speaking. We will take public comment for items listed on the agenda.
Mayor, we have no public comments for items on the agenda.
Thank you. We will now take public comments for items not listed on the agenda, but within jurisdictional matter.
Mr. Roy Fales.
Finally fixed the microphone first. Good evening, treasured friends. My name is Roy Michael. I have lived in Hemet for 10 years now. I wish to talk to you tonight about the Newland Simpson Warehouse project. Last week I was driving down West Florida and was coming up to the Warren Road intersection. I saw a semi with trailer in the left turn lane. The trailer was from a local grocery store. I'm not going to call them out because the driver did not do anything wrong. I got in the turn lane to follow him or her to see if they were going to drive over the Domenegone Bridge. The semi made the turn towards the bridge and up the incline of the bridge. Due to the incline, the driver had to gun the engine and shift through about 3 or 4 gears to gain any speed at all, while billowing black smoke was blowing out of the exhaust stacks from the engine being gunned. Finally got up to the light. When the light turned green, the driver had to make a very wide right turn that took them all the way to the left passing lane. For a moment there, the truck was blocking the entire westbound lanes of Domenegone Parkway, and then it took them about 16 seconds to get up to speed. I clocked it. They cannot take the turn from the bridge to the highway at any fast speed because the back of the trailer wheels would still be on the bridge, keeping the back wheels of the trailer higher than the front wheels of the truck. Every trucker knows that is how you tip a truck over. They are well trained to avoid this. Now picture this. A pickup or SUV is traveling west on the parkway and the driver may not be paying full attention. This happens often. The speed limit on Domenegone is 65, and we all know that many drivers will exceed the limit consistently. Due to their weight, the average SUV and pickup have a stopping distance of 544 feet at 65 miles an hour, much longer if they're doing 80. This is just shy of 2 football fields. 80 is just shy of 3 football fields. That's how long it takes them to stop. 43% of U.S. vehicles are in that heavier weight range. The light on Domenegone heading west has probably already turned green for the westbound traffic due to the amount of time it takes for the semi to make the turn. Last year, the Hemet police issued special orders from the chief to write up tickets for driving while using a cell phone. They wrote many, many tickets. I know this because I got one. The officer told me about the order while writing my ticket. So now you have a driver heading west on Domenegone, texting or talking on their cell and glancing up for just a moment to see if the light is green way up ahead. What do you think is going to happen? I don't know how many trucks the developer says will be leaving the giant warehouse every day, but it won't be just a few. Over time, people will be killed. In order to fix this situation, the bridge will need to be 4 lanes, so left turns from the bridge will not stack up drivers turning right from the bridge, causing bridge traffic to back up to Simpson Road, causing a major traffic jam there. The parkway will have to be widened at least 1, if not 2 lanes heading west to allow semi-drivers a safer way to make the turn. At one point, I heard the cost of widening the bridge would be about $5 million. Much higher 2 or 3 years from now when it would actually have to be built. Add in a 1/4 mile of additional lane for truck drivers turning right. I'm thinking you're going to have 2 lanes for that. That would be at least another few million or so. We're pushing 10 million now. The developer said they would not pay for any of this. This leaves the city of Hemet to fix this issue. It would take about a year to make the bridge 4 lanes, totally screwing up the traffic in that area, forcing drivers to take Winchester or Sanderson. Both are already a mess. It has already been determined that the warehouses offer little or no value to the coffers of the city of Hemet. The developer's statement in their financial report of $1 billion benefit to the city was absolutely ludicrous. There are already so many major problems confirmed regarding other issues of this development. We cannot allow this to be built. Thank you for letting me speak.
Thank you, Mr. Fales. The only other speaker we have, Mayor, is Terry Learned.
I thought there'd be more. Members of the council, good evening. I got the wrong one.
Please give him his time back.
I just wanted to talk about our fishing tournament that's coming up this Saturday. We've got 488 kids signed up, registered to fish. What we're doing now is looking for more volunteers. Now, I know we have a few volunteers from the council, but we like to get the word out that we'd like to have some more volunteers, because 488 with parents and grandparents and people like that come in, you're looking at over 1,000 people, and including the people who are going to be working there that day. So we need a lot more volunteers. So I'm just putting a plea out because it's going to be a very good fishing tournament this year. For first place with the biggest fish are 4 tickets to SeaWorld, and we've got other great prizes for the kids. And again, it's all free for the kids. So, yes, sir.
What's the times on this?
It starts at 7 o'clock in the morning. We feed them breakfast. We also feed you lunch. Volunteers and the kids, of course, get the free food. A lot more prizes and stuff for the kids, free haircuts for the kids. It's going to be a great day. So the sun's going to be shining, and we're looking forward to a fantastic day that day. And it's going to be over by 1 o'clock at the latest.
How many lakes?
We have 3 lakes, and we got plenty of fish inside each one. We got marked fish. There'll be prizes for marked fish if you catch one. Kids only, up to 15 years. If the adults are caught fishing, they are over 15. You need a fishing license to fish. If you're over 15 and you're out there fishing like as an adult, they try to get away with it, they'll be fined because they have no license.
Oh, good answer.
And it's for the kids. It's not for adults to sneak in, which we've had in the past. They'll be escorted off the property. All right, thank you. Any other questions? Oh, good.
Thank you.
It's at the Golden Era Golf Course. We've got 3 lakes out there. Take State all the way to the end. Just after you go over the bridge, make a left into the parking area.
And that's it.
That's it, Mayor.
We will now move to presentations. Our first proclamation for Military Appreciation Month will be presented by myself, because I happen to know these two pretty well.
Get the mic. Get the mic. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Okay. Please sit right. Turn around. Come on. Oh. I like to read it off to this.
Camera, action.
Good evening. I'd like to introduce Larry and Diane Blair, and it's my honor to present this proclamation to them. City of Hemet, California, Proclamation, Military Appreciation Month. Whereas in 1999, the United States Congress passed a resolution proclaiming May as National Military Appreciation Month, calling for all Americans to remember those who gave their lives in defense of freedom and to honor the men and women of the United States Armed Forces who have served and are now serving our country. And whereas, in addition to the federal government and all state governments, local jurisdictions have the responsibility and privilege to raise awareness of the aspect of the heritage of the United States and to encourage the residents of every community to dedicate themselves to the values and principles for which Americans have served throughout the history of our nations. The sense of well-being, freedom, and love of country that citizens of the United States enjoy today are the result of personal sacrifice, lives changed or lost, and ongoing vigilance given by members of our armed forces, both during and after one's service, and by the family members who support them. Through their commitment to freedom, America's veterans and current members of the armed forces have made the world a safer place and have demonstrated that freed men should be cherished and appreciated by all. Now, therefore, I, Jackie Peterson, Mayor of the City of Hemet, along with the Hemet City Council, hereby proclaim May 2025 as Military Appreciation Month, and encourage all residents to recognize the valor of our veterans and the sacrifices made by our military personnel and their families through personal thanks and words of gratitude to those we know who have served or are currently serving. Presented May 27th, 2025. And I want to say a little bit about these two in just a second.
Thank you.
Okay, so I want to say a little bit about these two. I've known them for several years now, and I just want to tell you a little bit about their background. Larry was in the Navy from 1967 to 1970 and went through electronics technician school and worked as a radar operator, an air traffic controller, and electronics countermeasures operator. He had some very unique experiences while in the Navy, and I know he'd love to tell you about them. He returned to Long Beach and worked with the California Rapid Transit District in various positions and retired in 2013 with 42 and a half years of service. Larry moved to Winchester in 2024 and transferred into American Legion Post 53 Hemet, where he was asked to publish the newsletter for the Post. As time went on, he performed almost every function of the club, from sergeant-at-arms, chaplain, first, second, third vice commander, and acting commander. Currently, he is a public relations officer, hall rental and event manager supervisor, post adjutant, and finance officer. Gosh, what do you do in your spare time? He has 18 years of service to American Legion Post 53. Now, Diane is originally from Massachusetts and moved here in 2013 to be closer to family. She became involved in the American Legion Auxiliary in 2021, and for the last 2 years has been president of Auxiliary Post 53. Diane says, this is a quote, "I also became involved in running the kitchen for the Post along with some very dedicated volunteers who love what they do. Technically, I'm considered the kitchen manager, but I couldn't do it without the volunteers that I have." End quote. Very, very nice of you. Very nice of you to recognize others also. So thank you both for your service to our military, past and present. And now if you'd like to say a few words, I'll give you the microphone.
Honey, you go first.
Okay. Well, I came from Massachusetts, as Jackie said. If you don't understand what I say, it's because of my accent. I don't know what the letter R is, so just kind of throw it in there wherever you think it fits. When I came out here, I really didn't know if I would stay because I was leaving my friends, my job, everything to come out here to be with my family. But you know what? I feel like I've been here forever because I have learned the kindnesses and the things that people out here do to make this community the great community that it is. It is a city, and it has the problems of any city in this country. But with people working together, they can make it better. And I hope that I'm here to see it.
Thank you. Thank you. Very good.
And as far as I'm concerned, I love the Legion. I love my veterans. I've given many years of my life to take care of them and help them. I have a lot of friends in the city, and a lot of people have become my family because they run our halls, and I'm the one that does that. And that's a blessing in disguise because they come and they get to know the veterans, and then they become helpers too. So we have a lot of great people on the council. Jackie is a wonderful mayor. That was Joe, not to forget Joe. But I am so glad that they're all there helping us to help you all. And I please ask you to come and join us at the Post anytime, especially veterans. We have dinners every Friday night. We have hall rentals going on, and most of them invite the public where they can come in and have a good time and dance and whatever. So keep an eye out in Facebook and other places. And yep. So this young lady right over here, Allie, she does the events for the Post. So she puts stuff out on Facebook every, couple days? So anyway, thank you all. Please come and join us. And for that, thank you.
Larry, where are you located?
Me?
No, the Post.
Where are you located?
The Post is on 124 North Ramona. That's right. We forget sometimes that people don't realize we have a Post. But 124 North Ramona, that's just a half a block north of Florida off of Ramona. Can't miss the building, it's huge. So, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you both. Okay, thank you, Jackie.
Talk about bingo.
The next proclamation for National Month of Prayer will be presented by Councilmember Mills to All Good Things Ministry.
Testing, testing.
Come up, you guys, come up. Yeah.
Kathy's here.
We got everyone. Not everyone. Keep coming, keep coming up. We have room on the right over here. I don't get over there. All right. National Month of Prayer. Whereas, yes, sir? Oh, I thought I seen a hand. Whereas in periods of peace and prosperity and times of struggles and strife, countless individuals turn to prayer to seek guidance, bolster their faith, and brace their spirits when they need it most. And whereas prayer is both a personal and a communal act composed of most intimate thoughts and practices observed by multitudes across our diverse nation in every language, culture, religion, and belief system, and whereas the right to pray is enshrined in our Constitution and stamped firmly in the American tradition by the belief of prayer, moving mountains, a belief of making impossible possible. And whereas throughout history, prayer has empowered moral movements and fueled efforts to strengthen democracy, deeply rooted in the fight to abolish slavery and the expansion of voting rights and voter access. And whereas we will never fully understand how prayer has quietly influenced every aspect of individuals' lives, bringing comfort to service members on the battlefield, grounding the spirits of astronauts in space, guiding the healing hands of medical professionals tending to our loved ones, and fortifying the faiths of millions of worshipers in every corner of our nation. There is hardly an aspect of American life that is not touched by the silent prayers, supplications to fulfill our hopes and aspirations. Now, therefore, Jackie Peterson, Mayor of the City of Hemet, along with the Hemet City Council, hereby proclaim the month of June 25th as National Month of Prayer and encourage all residents of the City of Hemet to observe this month, reflecting on the blessings our city has received and the importance of prayer by focusing on prayers and incorporating prayer into their daily lives all month long. Thank you, sir.
All right.
Now, before we quit, I was asked to read this, only one paragraph, but I think I'm going to read two because it's very inspiring. All Good Things Ministry, that's them and them, is a faith-driven, volunteer-led outreach organization rooted in Hemet, California, and serving the Southwest Riverside County communities. Founded in 2020 by husband and wife team Christian and Sarah Tikas. That's them two. The ministry was birthed as a bold and compassionate response to the global pandemic and expression of hope during a time of great uncertainty. Inspired by the powerful truth in 2 Thessalonians 1:11, so we keep on praying for you, asking our God to enable you to live a life worthy of his call. May he give you the power to accomplish all the good things your faith prompts you to do. All Good Things Ministry exists to uplift and empower individuals engaged in kingdom work, offering tangible support and a heartfelt prayer as acts of faith and service. I want to thank you guys for starting this. I was actually a part of it. Carly Meyer, when she was here, was a part of it. We've helped people off the streets with this ministry. So I'm proud of these two. I'm proud of all of them that are still there working, and it's your turn.
My turn. I just want to be humbled and thankful that I get to represent a proclamation that for a ministry that we started that was based in foundation of just prayer. And so Every situation that God has encountered us with other people that needed help was always wrapped in prayer. So that was always the thing that we wanted to portray to anybody, is that whenever you have a great need, let's go there first. And so that was what gave birth to All Good Things Ministry, and we've touched a lot of families, prayed for a lot of people, and a lot of people have been healed because of it. So I'm grateful to just be a part of it. It's not something that I can take full ownership in. It's just something that God's made us a part of, and you were a part of it too.
Oh,
Yeah.
We truly
That's
appreciate the shirts that we wear. We wear it with honor because it does really mean we really love Hemet.
you know you do. Now, I can't let this go through without having our pastor speak. This is Pastor Jesse. He's with the
Living Way.
Living Way.
Living Way. I'm blessed just to be a part of what God's called me to in Hemet. I've been pastoring here 17, almost 18 years. And, you know, however the Lord can use me, you know, I want to be used. You know, I pray for the city of Hemet. I just want to, you know, I'm thankful for what God is doing and ministry to the city. And thank you, Joe, very much.
Thank you, sir.
Yes.
Thank you, Ed.
Joe?
Got all the way to the end.
Okay, can we do, like, yeah, a couple of rows would be great. Come this way. You bet. There you go. Thank you. A little more. No, I'm good. A little this way. You're almost there, guys. Come on. 1, 2, 3.
Smile like you're running for office.
One more. Get everybody. Woo. There we go. Everybody smile for the camera. Thank you. Thank you all.
Our final presentation will be on the AB 2561 vacancy reporting, presented by Human Resources Manager Norma Rango.
Thank you. So today I'm here to go over the AB 2561. So the intent of the legislation is to address widespread job vacancies in local government, and staffing shortages negatively impact service delivery and increase burnout. So there is a statewide interest in ensuring adequate staffing and protecting labor relations. So the key provisions of AB 2561, this new law became effective on January 1st of 2025, and it adds a new government code to the Myers-Milius-Brown Act, and it adds Government Code 3502.3. And the PERB, the Public Employees Relations Board, is responsible for overseeing this new law. And this new law affects to both agencies with and without unions. So what this new law provides for is there's new requirements for public agencies regarding vacancy reporting. There's two different requirements. One is called a special hearing, which is if any agency has a 20% or over vacancy factor, and one of them is a regular reporting hearing, which is what we fall under because we have less than a 20% vacancy factor. So basically for the regular hearing, we are, sorry about that. So for the regular hearing, we are responsible to report on recruitment and retention efforts. If we ever fall above a 20% vacancy rate with any of our bargaining units, we would need to have a special hearing and that special hearing would have more requirements. We would discuss recruitment, retention efforts, but as in addition to that, we would need to discuss the total number of vacancies within each bargaining unit. We would need to discuss the average number of days to complete the hiring process, and we would need to look into improvement opportunities for compensation and working conditions. Again, like I mentioned, we fall under the regular hearing. That is because we are at under a 20% vacancy rate within all our bargaining units. So this is a listing of all our bargaining unit or groups, and it shows the vacancy percentage for all these groups as of December 31st of 2024. So this is a new requirement. So every year around this time, we will need to present this vacancy reporting, and it will always be as of December 31st of the previous calendar year. So what we are required to provide under the regular hearing is that we need to notify the council about the recruitment and retention efforts that the city is doing in order to maintain our vacancy factor low. So I will be going over recruitment efforts, both citywide and specifically within the fire and police department. So citywide, the city implemented the market equity salary adjustments in July 2024. The city also increased the employer contribution towards medical insurance. And we are posting in more professional organization and websites in order to improve our recruitment efforts. And we are also increasing our use of social media. Now, specifically for the police department, they have implemented quite a bit of recruitment efforts. They are all listed here. I'm not going to be going over all of them in detail, but if you have any questions on any specifically, let me know. So one very important recruitment effort is that we implemented a hiring bonus. We have a $60,000 hiring bonus for lateral police officers, as well as a $20,000 hiring bonus for lateral public safety dispatchers. The police department also provided ride-alongs to highlight the department's culture and family-oriented environment. They also established a prompt communication with all applicants as a standard practice. So many times, applicants had to wait quite a bit to hear updates on their application. So the police department has really made a huge effort on making sure that in constant communication with all the applicants. They have also spotlighted department innovations through digital platforms, and those innovations include the command post, the drone program, flock safety, Spider Tech, and the real-time intelligence center. In addition to that, they've also participated in several targeted recruitment events, including the Cal State San Bernardino Criminal Justice Career Fair, the San Jacinto College Career Fair, and they've also leveraged the social media as a recruitment tool. So they share flyers and event highlights in Instagram and Facebook. They have public-facing posts that include direct contact through emails with all the applicants. And one unique item that they did, they hosted a live Instagram question and answer ride-along. So they were allowing the public to engage and ask questions regarding the hiring process. They also shared promotional reel regarding the department-sponsored jiu-jitsu, and it reached over 38,000 views. Now, the fire department has also been very busy in improving the recruitment efforts. So they've established a firefighter trainee position to hire paramedics and sponsor their attendance in the fire academy. They also created the lateral firefighter position, which reduced the probationary period, and that way we were encouraging a lot more lateral firefighters to be interested in coming over to the city of Hemet, knowing that they wouldn't have to have the full 1 year probationary period, sorry. And they also created the Girls Empowerment Camp, and that was created to introduce women in the community to careers in the fire service. They also increased participation in the Fire Explorer program to cultivate local talent. Now that covers the recruitment efforts. So now we'll be going over into the retention efforts. As you'll see, the citywide retention efforts, the first two are the same as the recruitment efforts, because the market equity salary adjustment not only benefited us for recruitment, but it also benefits us for retention, keeping our current employees. And so did our increased contribution towards medical insurance. The city is also trying to improve the retention efforts by hosting a variety of employee appreciation and engagement programs. Now, the police department's retention efforts, again, they've been very busy throughout the past year and a half. They opened up a fully outfitted employee gym featuring Rogue Fitness equipment. They've launched an internal monthly newsletter to keep all their department staff informed. They've introduced the DART, the Department Appreciation and Recognition Team. So every month they feature awards and appreciation to boost employee morale. They've also continued to share success stories of new and lateral hires with staff and city leadership. Now, in the fire department, they've also increased their retention efforts. They've implemented a forced hire reduction strategy, and that's in an effort to try to improve work-life balance by reducing forced overtime. They've introduced call volume reduction measures. They have been working hard on replacing aging apparatus to ensure reliability and operational efficiencies. And they've created a new promotional opportunities throughout the internal recruitment processes. And they've also expanded training opportunities to support professional development and preparedness. Now, one item that I did not mention is that part of this new vacancy reporting requirement is that all bargaining units or groups have the opportunity to come and speak to the council if they wish to do so. We did provide that invitation to all the bargaining units and groups, but none of them wish to participate at this time. And I believe it's because our vacancy rate is very low at this time, with an 8% overall for the city. And so they were not interested in coming to do a presentation today. Any questions?
Anyone?
Well, I just want to say I've just finished a ride along with the fire department, and I met two of the intern, and they were rooting the guys on. They were showing them, you know, touch the door, hot, cold. I tried to use the water hose. Yeah.
Heavy.
So they need that fitness. They need the whole. So it's a good program, and they want these two kids, they're kids to me, you know, to be successful and get hired.
Is that through the Community Risk Reduction Cadet Program?
You know, I don't know. They were not specific about that, but I was thrilled to meet both of them. And they were hard workers, and he had to have 70 pounds on his back in the heat yesterday. Whew. Yeah. So it was awesome.
Yeah, they're doing great work.
It was really awesome. I really give them kudos. Thank you.
Any other questions? Thank you.
Thank you for your presentation. We will now move to the public hearing. I have a request to continue this item for further research. May I get a motion to continue it?
Mayor, we should open the public hearing.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And then continue it.
I will open the public hearing. We have a motion to continue this item. May I get a motion to continue it?
Yes, I'll make that motion to continue.
I'll second it.
Do we need a date certain?
I would just say to the next regularly scheduled meeting of the city council.
Okay, to the date certain of the next regular scheduled city council meeting.
Thank you. I will do a roll call. We have a motion by Mayor Pro Tem Krupa, second by Councilmember Lodge to continue the item to the next regular meeting. Councilmember Lodge,
Yes.
Councilmember Clark,
Yes.
Councilmember Males,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Krupa,
Yes.
Mayor Peterson.
Yes.
That motion passes 5-0 to continue the item.
I will now close the public hearing. We will go to the receive and file. Are there any questions or comments from the council on the budget adjustment and Warren registers?
Yes.
Councilmember Lodge, did you have a question?
I'm okay for now.
Okay.
I will ask her later.
If there's no more comments, we will receive and file the reports. We will now move to the consent calendar. All consent calendar items will be acted upon simultaneously unless requested by an individual council member for separate consideration. Are there any members of the council that would like to pull any consent items for separate consideration?
I'd like to pull 17E.
Yes.
17B.
B, E.
Anyone else?
17F.
Are we good?
Just a second here. Yeah, I'm good.
Can I have a motion to approve the remaining items?
I'll make a motion to approve the remaining items
A
I'll
second?
second
for
it.
approval.
Was it Tom?
Yeah,
Okay. Tom
I'll second it.
Deputy Clerk, may we have a roll call, please?
Thank you, Mayor. We have a motion by Councilmember Males, second by Councilmember Lodge to approve the consent calendar with the removals of items 17B, E, and F for separate consideration. I will do a roll call. Councilmember Lodge,
Yes.
Councilmember Clark,
Yes.
Councilmember Males,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Krupa,
Yes.
Mayor Peterson.
Yes.
That motion passes 5-0. Moving on to item 17B.
I think I have questions about some of their work references. Have they ever worked for the city of Hemet before?
Yeah, they've
What-
done. They
what-
did 5713. They're currently doing 5763, and they did 2403. They did Kirby Street. So they've done
Okay.
3 projects in the last year and a half.
Okay, so that was my question.
Okay.
I couldn't identify, but thank you.
You're welcome.
Would you like to make a motion to approve that item?
Yes, I'll make a motion to approve item 17B.
I'll second. I'll second.
Thank you. I will do a roll call. We have a motion by Councilmember Clark, second by Councilmember Males. Roll call will do Councilmember Clark,
Yes.
Councilmember Lodge,
Yes.
Councilmember Males,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Krupa,
Yes.
Mayor Peterson.
Yes.
That motion passes 5-0 to approve item 17B. We will now move to item 17E.
Okay, 17E here, or E, right? Okay. I just, this is the first I heard of this agenda item, and I just wanted to find out, can someone clarify the nature of the investigations that we're having on our employees? Are they disciplinary, harassment related, whistleblower issues, or something else? I haven't heard of this before, so I guess it was something that didn't have to be approved by the council before, since it was under 50,000.
Yeah, it's pretty much all of the above. So anytime that we in HR receive information of possible policy or policy violation, we are obligated to look into it depending on what it is. So if it's something that we could do an internal investigation, we do that. However, if it's something that's more involved, more complicated, we do need to get the services of professional investigative services.
How many investigations have we had in the last year?
I would need to get that number to you, so I don't have that number with me. I apologize.
Okay, I'm just
So
wondering.
you'd like us of like the fiscal year or?
Well, the last year, I guess, from last year of May to this year.
I could definitely get that for you.
Okay, I appreciate it. Now, are these isolated, or do they suggest a broader issue in management or employee conduct?
Mayor and council, obviously I don't want to interrupt the city council's oversight responsibility when it comes to how you're spending money on these issues. However, this may be a better discussion for closed session, where we could maybe answer your questions fully.
Yeah,
about
definitely.
the ongoing
That'd be
investigation.
nice. We should have had a closed session tonight then.
We can certainly schedule one for the next meeting,
Yeah,
sir.
definitely. I'm just interested in what's going on, because, you know, we're
We are
investigating
too,
our
that's why we're
employees. I mean,
investigating.
to what detail are we investigating?
So, I mean, I can, without speaking to any specific investigations that are going on here, I can talk in maybe generalities about use cases that I've had with this firm and others. You know, you get sexual harassment cases, you're required by law to investigate. You get hostile work environment complaints, you're required by law to investigate.
And those aren't usually handled internally?
Not always. Sometimes there's a strong benefit to having a neutral third party reviewing the issues in play. Sometimes it's significant in scope and scale, to the point where our staff, which are engaged in recruiting efforts, retiree interactions, it would be beyond the scale of their capabilities to handle the ongoing work and also the investigations. So I think if you wanted to go into some detail on what are going on now, we can certainly do that to at least give you some confidence that the money is being well spent.
No, I know it's being well spent. I'm just wondering, I just imagine things like this would be handled internally with our HR department.
Yeah, and just a reminder, there's only 4 of us in Human Resources, and we are a full-service city, and not only our active employees, but we also manage 245 of our retirees. So it is a very small HR department for this size city.
Yeah.
So we definitely try to take care of as many as we can internally, for sure.
Yeah, okay.
And,
Well,
and
we
there
are
are certainly
capable of.
certain types of HR investigations that an organization handles internally as a routine matter, of course. However, from a liability mitigation perspective, oftentimes the best practice that is advised by our employment practices insurance company is to have an outside third-party investigation of several of these types of claims.
Okay.
Just,
So I just had questions.
just out of curiosity, how many employees does the city have right now?
Right now, I believe we're at 332.
Okay, that's what I thought. Thank you.
Any further discussion? Can I get a motion to approve the item?
Now, we're gonna have a closed session? Next,
I'll be happy to put it on for closed session at the next meeting.
and can we just, table it till next?
I think we're in the middle of several investigations, council. My recommendation would be against tabling.
So we need to pay them then.
But
Go ahead.
we can bring it back and.
No, that's fine. I'll go ahead and approve 7E.
I'll second it.
It's not like millions of dollars. It's only
With the
30.
closed session,
Huh?
with the closed session update for council.
Oh, with a closed session update for council. What she said.
Just making sure it's in the minutes.
Yeah,
May we have a roll call, please?
I just want to confirm it was to approve with the addition of closed session to further discussion? Okay,
Yes.
thank you. All right. We have a motion by Councilmember Mails, second by Councilmember Lodge. I will do roll call. Councilmember Clark.
Yes.
Councilmember Lodge.
Yes.
Councilmember Mails.
Yes. I'm not hearing.
Mayor Pro Tem Krupa.
Yes.
Mayor Peterson.
Yes.
That motion passes 5-0.
It's really bad tonight. I can't hear what you say and I can't hear
Oh,
what
real,
you
okay,
say.
so it's not just me
It's
then?
not just you.
Okay.
We will now move to our discussion item. Can we have a report from staff on the discussion item 18A?
This would be
Wait a
I
minute.
thought we had 17F.
17F.
Oh, do we have one more?
17F. Yes.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Please.
Madam Mayor, members of the council?
I just got a quick question.
Absolutely.
Okay. Back in, a couple of months ago, we gave a budget for 10 million. Weren't these radios included in that, or they're?
No, these radios would not have been included in any prior
Okay.
budget. The need for these radios are based on new hires that we've onboarded and will be graduating from the academy on June 10th.
Okay, and we got 12 back in September of '24, so
Yes, sir.
seven more is no, as long as they're not throwing them around.
Oh, no.
Don't drop them when you're chasing guys, okay? Alright. I would make a recommendation that we approve this.
Can I just ask a quick question? How many do we have now?
How many
Police
officers?
officers, yeah.
I believe we're 2 short from fully staffed, so that would be 89.
We have what?
89 sworn
Okay,
officers.
Perfect, thank you. Thank you.
That's a good number.
Yeah, I like
Yeah,
that.
it is.
Almost as good as 91, ma'am.
That's right.
Good. All right, go ahead, I'm sorry, Mr. Lodge.
Thank you, sir. I make a motion that we approve this item 17E.
I second it.
Did you say 17E?
17F.
F, I'm sorry.
17.
F, sorry.
Okay. I'll approve
I'll learn my
17F.
alphabet.
Whatever the motion is, right?
Thank you. I will proceed with roll call. We have a motion by Councilmember Lodge, second by Councilmember Clark. Starting with Councilmember Clark.
Yes.
Councilmember Lodge.
Yes.
Councilmember Mails.
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Krupa.
Yes.
Mayor Peterson.
Yes.
That motion passes 5-0.
Now we will move to our discussion item. Can we have a report from staff on the discussion item 18A?
All right, good evening, council. Jolene Ferris, Deputy Public Works Director. This is for the subdivision improvement agreement replacement for parcel map 36566. It was presented, I believe, a month ago and continued. There we go. So the parcel map is located between Juanita Street and Buena Vista Street, north of Kimball Avenue. The original parcel map included the area bounded by yellow, and Frontier California Inc. subdivided the parcel with parcel map 36566 into 2 parcels shown in the blue and the red. They now wish to sell the blue parcel, the red parcel. They wish to sell the red parcel to the south to the Simon Chu and Kiki Chu Family Trust, and for the new owner to assume the subdivision improvement agreement. The outstanding improvements as part of that agreement is the construction of 6 streetlights, installation of 1,143 square foot of landscaping and irrigation, removal and replacement of 160 square feet of existing curb ramp, and removal and replacement of 1,549 square feet of existing driveway approaches. New bonds have been supplied by the Simon Chu and Kiki Chu Family Trust, and staff is asking for council to either approve or not approve the replacement agreement or provide alternative direction.
Thank you for the staff presentation. Council, do you have any comments or questions?
I do. Can we make these cash bonds?
Yes.
That's, I would, because of his track record on incompleting projects, I think we should go with cash
Okay.
upfront
Yeah.
on everything with the increase over the next, 18 months he's got left?
About approximately, yeah.
In the increase of costs to be incurred with it, so we're not getting shortchanged again.
Okay.
Yep. And there's
Anyone else?
Well, I was gonna just say that there's, documented cases of neglecting of his properties, and the only way I'm gonna prove anything is with conditions, so he just laid out the major condition for cash bond, so I mean, that's the only way that I'll move forward with anything.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree with that, and the city cannot stand any more blight. And so, you know, they need to show us the cash to move forward.
Okay.
Yeah, I have a couple questions, and legal may have to jump in on this.
Sure.
What is the time frame for
So-
getting the project done?
It was 2 years from October of 2024, so it would be by October 2026 per the original agreement.
Okay, and all of the improvements are laid out by the city on exactly what has to be done?
Improvement plans were submitted, the cost estimate was done, and then the bonds are provided based upon that cost estimate.
And has the bond was taken out for an expense for October of 2024? Is there any way we can get an updated version on projections, say to 2026, on what costs may be?
We would
and
have to
get
do
any
it, yeah.
guarantee?
Absolutely, we'd have to do a new cost estimate and then request that amount in a cash deposit.
So a cash deposit, I know the city has done this before with offsite improvements and other things, and we've actually required a letter of credit. So is that legal? What is your interpretation of how we can progress, and maybe what's the best way and to do it all nice and legally?
Sure. So, you know, just to be clear, what we're talking about here is we're talking about public improvements, improvements to public infrastructure that are coming after the city council has approved the thing that the applicant wants, right? In this case, the map was already approved several months ago. We are asking, what is being requested is to allow that application, or sorry, that subdivision improvement agreement to be assigned to another party. Now, this party is a person who owns many properties in town, has a track record, and, you know, the city has had several documented instances of this individual not fulfilling their obligations that they've made to the city. And one of the things that is often stated is that he has insufficient financial resources to meet that obligation. So I want to make sure that we have a very specific factual finding here as to, you know, why we are maybe looking at ensuring the security is appropriate. There are 5 different types of security that the city could accept. The most common one we see are surety bonds. We could also do cash, letters of credit, irrevocable letters of credit. Liens are sometimes used. And then the other item that is listed is any form of security that is acceptable to the city. So I've seen people pledge CDs that are on with a particular bank as collateral. So, you know, to answer, I guess the question, or I guess the point that came from Councilmember Lodge and that I'm hearing is based on the individual facts of this case. You know, we're talking about relatively low number of public improvements. So, you know, this isn't millions and millions of dollars. I think the estimate was
276.
And also with the individual's track record who is being asked to be assigned this SIA, would it be appropriate for the council to request a cash bond? I think that is acceptable, and I think it is defensible. We can't outlaw every kind of security in every case. We do accept the other forms of security regularly, but I think that if the council, based on its own experience with the individual who's requesting the assignment, felt that in order to ensure that the city is secured, you wanted a irrevocable letter of credit, you wanted the cash deposit, or you wanted some other form of security that met the city's expectations, I think that would be permissible.
So if we ask for a new cost analysis, does the city do that? Excuse me, does the city do that? Do we, I mean, go out for an
So-
RFP? Does that delay everything? How
I don't think we do an
what's the
RFP. I think
process?
it's an engineer's estimate.
Yeah,
Engineering
engineer's
can
estimate,
do that, okay.
Yeah.
So if we asked for that, and also the question is if these have a deadline of October 2026, and the property owner does not fulfill that, then the city just takes it over, or does it and gets it done for the amount of money of whatever the guarantee is?
Yeah, we use the deposit that the city would have to do those improvements ourselves.
Okay, just wanted to be clear.
Yeah, that's the
clear on
reason
all
why
of
we,
that.
we have this, is to ensure that those improvements get completed, because the map's already been approved, right? And so, you know, normally the city requires things get done before we give approval. That's the leverage. Here, it's after the fact. And so, you know, if one of the requests from the council was before you know, because remember, Frontier entered into this obligation.
Right.
They made this promise to the city that we will construct those improvements. And they're trying to get another party to be responsible for it. And more to the point, they're trying to wash their hands of it. Now, if they were adding a party who would be responsible, that seems fair. But they're trying to say that they are no longer going to be responsible. So I think if the city council, you know, reasonably determined that, you know, we're okay with transferring it to this individual, and here are the security that we would require, and we also would like the city engineer to review the engineer's estimate and make sure it's still accurate. That seems reasonable, especially in this environment we're operating in with significant increases on all sorts of construction. I think, you know, we were talking about the cost per ton for asphalt, and I think it's almost doubled.
Yeah, it's doubled since 2022.
In the last 3 years. And so, you know, we may have, you know, the security is to ensure that we can complete the improvements, but if that estimate is a year old, it may be insufficient at this point.
Then, okay, one more question on this. If we request a cost estimate update and a different form of surety, does this go back to the requestor for their approval to go along with what the city has said and then come back to us? What is the legal process on that?
So my recommendation would be to authorize the city engineer to execute a subdivision improvement agreement assignment, so long as it has an updated estimate and so long as the following security in a form approved by the city attorney is included, right? And we would want to make sure that is in the amount of 100% of the total cost of the improvements. And then I think that we could take that action and inform the other party that if you want the city to sign the assignment, we only have authority if these things happen. Then we wouldn't have to come back. I mean, they could always tell us no and request that we bring it back, but.
Go ahead.
Councilmember
Clark.
Okay, go ahead.
So, he takes long time. What if we're getting to the end of the time frame and our estimated cost is not anywhere in the ballpark? Can we ask for that second,
So
escalation?
right now, it's with Frontier, and so there is
Yeah.
an active agreement. So right now, they are the ones on the hook until October 2026. So if he delays, Frontier's still on the line as of right now, until that agreement is executed to assume it.
But it sounds like maybe you're asking for another deal point, maybe some sort of, the city engineer could reevaluate this in at least one time to see if
Correct.
additional security is required.
Yeah,
Again, the agreement needs to be mutually acceptable between the parties. If the city council, after hearing the evidence and your own experience with the escalating costs of construction of public improvements, wanted us to include language that allowed the city engineer, if there was some reason to believe that the estimate was too low,
right.
to ask for additional security, we could include that language.
I would like to see that.
And instead of a bank letter is more acceptable?
Yeah, I mean, if the two that I think are the most secure and that I've never had issues with are cash and irrevocable letters of credit.
Okay.
Those are the two. I've had problems with surety bonds.
Yeah.
Depending on the rating of the insurer and depending on whether the insured disputes whether they've complied or not. Not always. I mean, and oftentimes the bond company may come and just build the improvements themselves to avoid having to pay it out. But irrevocable letters of credit, cash, some other kind of negotiable instrument, those are the ones that you rarely have issues with.
Okay, I make a motion that we do the letters from the bank and make sure that this is updated on the cost for,
Talking to your microphone.
I'm sorry. I make a motion that we approve the letters from the bank and that we also include an update in the cost ongoing if need be. So.
Okay, so I would have, I'm gonna take a stab at making a motion here, just so we have a very clear record on this. The motion would be to conditionally approve the assignment of the subdivision improvement agreement from Frontier to Mr. Simon Chu, so long as the security is either a irrevocable letter of credit from a financial institution approved by the city attorney and in a form approved by the city attorney, or a cash deposit with the city or with an escrow company approved by the city, in an amount not to exceed 100% of a new estimate of the cost prepared by the city engineer in the next 30 days, with an additional allowance that the city engineer may, if in their reasonable discretion they determine that this cost is insufficient and the improvements have not been constructed, may increase that estimate in the future and require additional security.
So he's gonna get the estimate, the new estimate, or we're gonna get
The
the?
city provides the estimate. We don't now
Oh,
ask
we
the
do it.
developers to
Okay,
give us
good,
estimates for
good.
this stuff.
Okay.
This comes
So-
from the city.
Why are we not doing just King Cash?
Well,
Because he requested letters.
well, either one, either and or.
The irrevocable letter of credit is incredibly secure, so it's payable upon demand.
Yeah.
The bank does not ask questions of us. We say, you need to pay us the money, and they pay us the money. That's it. So,
And he can't argue that?
no, he cannot. I mean, he can argue with us, but it would be payable to the city.
Yeah, that's why.
But who's on the hook on the other end?
A bank, a financial institution.
Right,
And
which
to be
is-
clear, they're not taking the person's word for it. They're gonna secure that letter of credit. They're gonna want collateral in a much higher amount than the letter of credit that they are issuing. So they're gonna want usually like a lien
So-
on personal property, CDs, assets,
So
things like that.
he can use his building without a roof as collateral?
I
And
doubt-
we end up with that?
I don't think a bank that we would accept a letter of credit from would be willing to use
that.
a distressed property like that. I'm using my legal language here. A distressed property like that as collateral. In my experience, they're going to want cash assets or similar. So they're going to want, like I said, a certificate of deposit. They're going to want a large account that's on file with that bank.
You just say cash.
This is not a charity for them, right?
The bank guarantees it, so it's a lot easier to get it.
But we have cash in the bank here.
So that was a very long motion that you made.
Sorry about that.
Short version, letter of credit, cash deposit, new estimate, and ability to update the estimate if the situation requires it.
Would that be letter of credit or cash, or
Yes.
just letter of credit and cash?
Letter of credit or cash.
Or cash, okay.
Irrevocable.
Or a combination of the two. That would seem possible.
With an updated estimate?
With an updated estimate.
Okay.
Can I get a motion for that?
I ain't saying no.
I will give you a motion for that,
A
please.
second? I'll second it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. I will do roll call. We have a motion by Councilmember Lodge, second by Mayor Peterson. I will start with Councilmember Clark,
Yes.
Councilmember Lodge,
Yes.
Councilmember Mails,
Yes, with hesitation.
Mayor Pro Tem Krupa,
Yes.
Mayor Peterson.
Yes.
That motion passes 5-0 to approve item 18A as amended to include the city attorney's recommendations.
We will now move on to city council and staff reports. And since I usually start at the end, Councilmember Lodge, you're first.
Well, thank you very much. We've got the Hemet Youth interviews coming up. We're going to start those Friday. Is it this Friday? Yeah. And looking forward to those. We got 43 applicants for 11 positions.
Wow.
which just amazes me that these kids came out and did this. So we may have to start a second one. You know, it was really good. Just got back from ISCS in Las Vegas, my first time there. Very interesting. Met a lot of people, made a lot of contacts. Hopefully we can get together with them down the road. There's a couple that Ben and Mark are working with, and they're just amazing people out there. A lot of opportunities for our city, as long as we go slow and take care of it. Next.
You want to tell them a little bit about what
Oh.
ISCS is?
ISCS in Las Vegas was the largest in the country meeting of developers, retail, anything that you wanted to have in your city, they had there. I mean, from Christmas decorations to AI stuff that was just very, very interesting, that they can tell you exactly what will sell in your city and what won't, and where your traffic patterns are, and I just thought that was just amazing. That was just a great presentation.
Thank you.
Cool.
Councilmember Clark.
Yep, I'm part of the youth council. I'm looking forward to that. I got my introduction for the Water Master, which will be coming up this Monday. Las Vegas was so informational. I saw a kid come out of Joe Mails eating Freddy's custard and planning Christmas decorations. And then I had to chime in. There are a lot of things that are a possibility for the city of Hemet. And a lot of things are kind of on hold for the summer, so there isn't a whole lot, but I am looking forward to the youth council interviews, big time.
Thank you. Councilmember Mills.
Yes, ICSC was a great, informative conference. Learned a lot there. I love Freddy's. We're getting a Freddy's here in Hemet, everyone, so that's going to be good. Custard, vanilla, and chocolate, so it was good. And then the Christmas lights themes that we were a part of, it was great for our coming up Christmas that we need to get involved. Oh, can we start a committee, ad hoc committee for the Christmas decorations?
We can add that to the next council meeting, and I'll need to know
okay,
a
let's do
budget, an estimated budget figure as soon as possible.
Because Councilmember Clark and Councilmember Mails would like to be a part of that. We have connections now. So, and also the, what was it, the skating? I can't even see my phone with the lights. Oh, the Hemet AM skate event was nice. It generated a lot of people here in Hemet. There was a big purse for first, second, and third place winners. It was a good turnout. They had music, they had vendors there, and I was there for 2 days out of it. Got to see some of the people here, and it was a good turnout. So that's all I have for today.
Can I make one comment to tail end on you, Joe? Is that at the AM skate park, these guys were from all over the world.
Oh, they were. Australia. even.
Australia,
Yeah.
Brazil, New York, which is a planet unto itself.
So
It was a
that's
great turnout.
Pat on the back for all the council for putting that skate park in, because no, I'm serious, because
Yeah.
we have so many youth now in this city, and they're there on a daily basis. That program turned out really well for 3 days in a row, so.
So they're looking forward to
I'm
next
happy.
year,
One of
and
the
it's going to be
happiest things
twice
that
as
we've
big.
done.
It's going to be great. Christian did a whole lot. So did Ben. So thank you.
Mayor Pro Tem Krupa.
Okay. With what goes first? Here we are. The library summer reading program is coming up, and it is called Level Up at the Library. Very good. And tomorrow is family reading time. So that is always, if you haven't been to family reading time, Kathy is doing it tomorrow, and that includes the Wigglers. Okay. So there's a lot of things going on at the library. You need to, well, we're at the library, I guess. I keep saying go to the library. We're at here. We are here. So an exciting things coming up there. Didn't attend some of these at RCTC. We did approve the budget for the next year, and also at RTA approved the budget. Watermaster meeting is coming up June 2nd, and but a couple things I wanted to talk about was I didn't attend ICSC this year, but in the meantime, I attended Riverside County Transportation Infrastructure Conference in Riverside, and they talked about basically the needs and assessments for Riverside County as a whole, dealing with public transportation, highways, streets, roads, funding, all of that. And then the special guest speaker was the California Secretary of Cal STA. And his name is Toke Omishakin. And there were 6 of us from RCTC that had the opportunity to meet with him before the conference and talk about individual projects that are so necessary, especially all over Riverside County. So we touched on the Coachella Rail. We talked about the improvements that we have done, and telling him that Riverside County is a self-help county. We have Measure A. We help ourselves because we cannot rely on the money and help from the feds or the state. And various things of how we fund things thinking outside the box, as the toll lanes on the Highway 91, which includes a 50-year contract with Caltrans, and all monies collected from the toll lanes have to go back into maintenance and improvement on those toll lanes. So that frees up Measure A money to be redistributed to other projects that are happening in the county, including our realignment of Highway 79. We touched on that briefly and said, the state, you have told us Caltrans cannot build any new highways. Well, basically, the realignment of 79 is a new highway. And this is what it cost, like $1.6 billion at this point. What we have done, we're looking at it at downsizing it to a county facility, which means we absorb more of the cost, but also that we are adding lanes and doing a study for possible truck tolls on this to improve traffic. We are looking at possible mass transit lanes to move traffic further, and even pedestrian access and trails on the side. And with that, you can get more grants from the state, because if you're dealing with public transit, they'll give you money. If you're dealing with street improvements or, quote, building a new highway, it's, go away, we don't want to talk to you because that's not in the state's plan. So it was really a very good meeting, and he left, as he told us, very impressed that Riverside County thinks outside the box, does and develops things that we can do to help ourselves, but also things that are trying to eliminate greenhouse gases. We are abiding by the vehicle miles traveled. All of these things that come down from the state and the feds, we're doing it, but we're also expanding our own transportation needs for our citizens, and that's our basic outlook on life. So the other exciting thing I went to also involved RCTC, and that was to take a tour of the toll lanes technology routing facility, whatever it's called, over in Corona. And that is a marvel. You walk into this room that's probably the size of a dispatch, maybe a little bigger, and the whole wall is nothing but screens, and there's 3 or 4 people sitting there, and they are checking cameras constantly on the 15 and on the 91, and making sure that the tolls are accurate based on volume and speed. And it was absolutely amazing, the technology. And I went, we want that in Hemet. So that's something for next year. But anyway, those things were it was so important to be there and to listen to it and to see the use of technology that is going forward
And part of the Smart Highway facility at Temecula is open, and it really, if you're coming north and trying to get out on the freeway, either Rancho California or what's ours, Winchester Road, there are new lanes for merging, and it really improves the northbound traffic. Haven't gotten that far south down to Temecula Parkway. That's still a log jam, and going south is just ridiculous. But that portion is working, so that is something else that Caltrans and this, or not Caltrans, RCTC, and we're doing locally, and we're getting grant fund, and we're thinking outside the box, and it's like, state of California, you need to work with us. That's my report.
Thank you. Good information. So, I just want to say how much I enjoyed the skate tournament this weekend. It was so fascinating, and it was just the camaraderie that the skaters have. They know each other. It's kind of like a circuit thing that they do. They go from city to city, a lot of these competitors. And we had a great crowd on there Saturday, and I think there were a little less on Sunday, it seemed like. But everybody seemed to really enjoy it. And then Councilmember Lodge and I went to the theater on Sunday for the awards ceremony at 7. And oh my gosh, it was just like so much enthusiasm. And these people that were there, family members, the competitors themselves, when we first walked in, they had a rolling video of some of the skating out at our skate park here. And while we were waiting there for everything to start, it was so funny because it was like a really hard, short little track that they had that they needed to compete for these points and everything. And it was like everybody was spilling almost. And the guys were like clapping and just having such a good time watching their fellow skaters just crash and burn. And then when they did do something good, that was like, yay, like this, But I had a chance to talk to one gentleman behind us, and he gave me a few pointers for next year, so I can share those with you guys later. But the enthusiasm in the room that night was just, it was electric. It was really, really fun. I'm glad I went to that. So ICSC was great. I had a lot of time to spend with Ben, our economic developer, and he had set up all these appointments for all of we council members. And we met with some really fantastic companies and businesses and stuff, and he is following up on these like crazy. Monique was there. She was taking notes and taking names and kicking butt. And we have some good things coming up in the future in Hemet. So that it was a great conference. It was really, really good. So I think we all got a lot out of it, and I'm hoping we give a lot back to our community as a result of all our contacts and all that. So one other thing I did that the other councils didn't, and it's not really an ad hoc, but I just wanted to mention it. Also, Ben and I went to Barstow for the Discover Inland Empire Tourism Summit. And there were cities from all over Riverside and San Bernardino County. And next year is Route 66 Centennial. And they have been planning the events for this for 2 years already, they said. And it's next year. And the only problem is, I always say that we're kind of landlocked. Well, there was a gentleman from Big Bear there also, and they've got challenges to bring tourism into their city like sometimes we do. So they kept talking about collaboration. Yeah, we've got all these cities and everything. So we have unique challenges, I think, being off the beaten path, but we're working on it. We're working on it, and we're going to have this new branding thing, and we just hope that we get more people coming in and staying. And it was very interesting. It was something I hadn't been to before, and I learned a lot of things, and I think we can take some of those ideas and beef up our tourism soon to come. So that's all I have.
Mayor?
City Manager.
Mayor? Jackie? I did want to mention that I went to Derek Holt's memorial and the Rock, and it was phenomenal, and we should not forget this family. They are very special, and Public Works did a great job. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. I have 4 items to update you on. We launched the second round of the Hemet Beautification Contest on May 8th. That's going to run through August 4th, so there's a lot of time to still participate. We wrote this up in the City Update newsletter at the end of April. We're going to promote that again this week, and you'll see that start to show up on social media as well. So know that. Help us spread some of the love about that contest. Our citizens and our businesses can win $1,000. We have prizes in each council district, so that's exciting. The mayor mentioned branding, and I've added that to my list because you're about to receive notice that on the week of June 16th, we're going to be conducting a number of focus groups and interviews, and we're going to be seeking your help tomorrow on identifying some people to help us. So you'll be asked to provide us a list of names, and we'll be actively soliciting members of our community to participate in those as well. So you're going to begin hearing the phrase HemetVoices.com. That's a website that is going to be created for the purpose of the branding exercise round 1. Third, on our future agenda items, I just want to point out 2 items that are going to adjust. The first of those is the 20-year road rehabilitation and funding options item that's anticipated and planned for the next meeting. After doing some additional research and looking at the 2022 data, we are recommending that we postpone this until after we complete a pavement condition index survey, where we literally drive every road in town, make sure that the data is accurate so that when we start to look at options, we have accurate contemporary data. So we want to let these, some of the paving projects move forward, and we'll be completing that work in the summer of 2025, and then our plan is also to bring that workshop to you in a joint meeting with the Planning Commission. So that'll be down the road, but it won't be at your next meeting. And then finally, the Newland Simpson Warehouse project, which was anticipated to be brought back on June 24th. We're going to reschedule that for August 12th. Thank you.
Thank you, City Manager. There being no further business, this meeting is adjourned to the next City Council meeting on June 10th, 2025. Thank you for joining us tonight.